We're leaving together, but still it's farewell, and maybe we'll come back to Earth, who can tell? I guess there is no one to blame, we're leaving ground. Will things ever be the same again? It's the Fatal Labyrinth. So we're still exploring games from the SEGA Game Toshokan service, which was accessed in the early 90s through a Mega modem connected to a Mega Drive. Now I'll be the first to admit I'm not a big RPG guy, but I've always wanted to take a look at 1990's Fatal Labyrinth for two reasons. One, it gets re-released a lot, which means it's likely a game of some importance, for Sega anyway. And two, it is often regarded as one of the first console roguelikes. This means dungeons are procedurally generated, and if you die then it's back to the beginning to start all over again with no upgrades or gear. Well, sort of. You can actually continue from every 5th floor you reach, so it's quite an approachable roguelike if you're new to the genre. At only 30 stages long, Fatal Labyrinth is a nice breezy little game that is likely designed this way because its original Japanese release was via the SEGA Game Toshokan service, which demanded the game's file size be low, otherwise it would take forever to download over a dial-up internet connection. The original Japanese release is called Shi no Meikyu Labyrinth of Death, and has a much simpler title screen, and the entire opening village section is removed, dropping you straight into the labyrinth, and you have to navigate down each level. The best thing about this original Japanese release is the Game Over screen, which features a little dog that runs across the screen and pees on your grave. Tremendous stuff. Outside of that, the game is largely the same. But let's switch over to the Western box release, which enhances the game with a dramatic title screen and an opening village where townsfolk tell you stuff like, please destroy the dragon so I can dry my laundry, and I wonder if I have to go to school tomorrow. Once you've decided to stop talking to these idiots, you quest into the castle Dragonia to retrieve the holy goblet that has been stolen from the village by ghouls, and you need to make your way up the 30 floors, kill a load of monsters and find some cool loot to use in battle. Battles are done entirely with ease-like bump combat, meaning you can just walk into enemies to attack them. Pressing the A button picks up items and opens hidden doors, pressing the B button brings up the stat screen, and pressing the C button opens your inventory, where you can use items or equip new gear. It's really simple stuff and makes playing Fatal Labyrinth really approachable in both English and Japanese. Now I knew I had a vague interest in roguelikes because I've played a game on the DS called Mystery Dungeon Shiren the Wanderer a lot, and Fatal Labyrinth does a lot of similar stuff to that game, but I wasn't expecting Fatal Labyrinth to get its claws so deep into me. There is such an enticing progression system in place here. You always want to explore a little further just in case there's some cool new weapon or armour to equip, and there's a great panic state you get into as well as you run away from hordes of enemies when you're getting mobbed, trying to regain health so you can battle whatever creature is blocking your path to the exit, or more treasure. Unlike the Japanese game, your progression through the castle takes you up the floors instead of down, and depending on how much money you have when you die, you get a different game over screen with a more elaborate headstone if you're holding more cash when you snuff it. That's an unnecessary detail that I really love, and I think that's the big thing about Fatal Labyrinth that I found so endearing. It's a simple game with a lot of charm and character. Fatal Labyrinth is a beautifully designed little thing that isn't exactly offering up an expansive RPG experience, but a more bite-sized one that puts an emphasis on exploration. You always want to try just peeking into one more room, or trying a battle against a new monster just in case you can find something cool or pull off a clutch win. Fatal Labyrinth is a banger of a game that will probably appeal to people who are intrigued by RPGs, but don't have the attention span for a multi-hour behemoth of a quest that requires a load of grinding. This is a much faster and more immediate RPG experience that demands you give it one more go. You just never know how far you'll make it next time.